What up, y'all? This is your boy Southwest Bully, the one and only, and welcome to the Bully by Nature podcast. The first of many. I got the beautiful Shlex with me, and today we're going to go over a lot of things. We're going to introduce ourselves first and foremost. Also, we're going to talk about relationships. I'm coming out of a relationship. I am separated, and Shlex is in a loving, harmonious,
healthy,
thriving,
loving, one-year relationship. Baby.
There you go. So you guys are going to get perspective from both sides. I got a lot of questions. I think she does too. But first, I want her to introduce herself and let us know what she got going on. So Shlex, take the floor.
What's up, everybody? I'm Shlex. I've known Jay for, what's it been now?
It's been
5, 6 years?
Yeah.
It's been a minute now.
Easy.
It's been a minute now, but my name's Shlex. I train at Bully by Nature. I'm also a bottle service waitress. I travel a lot, and when we get into everything, I'm coming from like Jay just said, a one-year relationship perspective. So as we dive into relationships today, that's going to be where I'm coming from, and he's coming from a single...
jaded, very jaded place.
I know.
No, I'm in a good place right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that's the thing about separation and breakups is that you have a lot of inner work, especially coming out of a relationship.
Right.
You kind of mold into one, and you're with that partner and whatever. You guys kind of...
They say that your partner's a reflection of you.
100%. And I tell that to everyone, especially Kadeem. I tell him that all the time. Your partner is a reflection of yourself. So at the moment you decided to be with that person, there was something that you gravitated towards that reflected you, whether it's having the same patterns or habits as that person, right, or just something you need to work on. And that's why...
Or a void that you're trying to fill.
There you go. Or a void you're trying to fill.
So it could go either way.
So I wouldn't say I'm jaded right now. I've done a lot of work. It's been, 5 months, almost half a year. I've done a lot of work. So I'm not coming from a jaded place, but I do have a lot of... I don't want to call it trauma, but like some PTSD.
Experience.
Yeah.
No, I would say experience. You've got history.
I'm skeptical now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So first,
but understandably so. Let's just leave that there before we continue.
Yeah, not throwing shots at anyone.
No.
But I wanted to know, what is your take on? Well, first of all, you said you're a bottle service girl, right?
Yeah.
Where do you work?
Okay, so I work at École Privée. I've worked there for a year now. I was semi-retired, I would say, out of the nightlife industry. And my dad, it sounds weird, but grew up in bars and restaurants because my dad owns bars and restaurants.
True. Shout out to
my
Steve.
whole life. Shout out to Steve. So I've been around them my whole life. And then as soon as I was able to get a job as a hostess, as a waitress, a bartender, a bottle service waitress, everything like that, it just kind of progressed. But I was out of it, especially during the pandemic. I was like, I'm done. I'm completely out. And then I get a call to cover a shift.
I remember that.
And the rest is history. I came back into it, and it was...
Because when you started...
It was a good thing, though.
When you started, I remember, you were my client.
Yeah.
So the way Shlex and I actually reconnected...
Oh, we're going to get into that. Okay.
She was my client, and you were working at Terrace at that time.
Yeah.
She was a hot mess.
The Hot Mess Express, a disaster.
Coming to work...
I was drunk,
not coming to work, coming to the session,
yeah.
all fucked up to the point I'm like, yo, I can't train you on these circumstances. Yeah. But anyways, then you became a trainer and you started working in my gym.
Right.
And I remember you were out. So what was the trigger for you to be like, okay, you know what, it's worth it, I want to go back?
The money, of course. So when I get that call, I am so focused on my training business. I always committed to myself once I started my own business and got into the entrepreneurial side of things. I always told myself, I'm not going to do anything that prohibits me from working on the business in terms of hours or labor or whatever it may be, or even mental capacity. And so the hours of the club only occupy me from 9 p.m. on Friday to 9 p.m. till 3, 4 a.m., Fridays and Saturday nights. I would not be doing anything for my business at that time. I'd be sleeping. So it didn't inhibit any of my entrepreneurial growth or any of my business growth. So from there, I just got the call. I worked that one shift. I know how much I left with, and I was like, okay.
Okay, but being an entrepreneur, there's this I wouldn't say a stigma, but there's this idea that it's never, no sleep, always grinding. Right. How do you balance the two? When do you even have time to sleep, or even have time for your relationship?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I feel like I kind of make jokes about it, but I honestly feel like I need a little bit less sleep than the average person. I don't sleep as much as anyone else.
How many hours?
And I'm always, no. We're not to go into that because you should be sleeping 8 hours a night. But for us, for
4 or
me,
5.
I'd say, yeah.
4
but
or
you
5.
too.
Yeah.
It's just different. But the balance is, like, it is challenging. Granted, we'll get into it a little bit later, but I did meet my boyfriend at the club that I work at, which is interesting. I ended up asking him out first. I was like,
oh, you asked him out?
Yeah. I was like, do you want to take me out he was my client. I said, do you want to take me out for dinner? He's like, okay. Like, so strange. He's like, this is
very
so
bold,
weird. Why is the waitress asking me out? And I asked 2 other people out that night too, and he found out. And I was like,
he
yeah,
knows.
And so, no, I was apologetic. Yeah, he knows. They were his friends, but I didn't know they were his friends.
Oh, God damn. You were on the... Yeah.
And then there was really short period of time that elapsed, and then the clubs closed down for a second time during the pandemic, and he invited me on a trip, and then I would go on vacation for 4 days on the weekend, come back to work for 5 days, or whatever, 3-4 days at the gym. Went on another vacation. We went to Mexico, Dominican, Mexico, Dominican, Mexico for like 6 weeks in a row, all of January. But
that's
I was
in the
still
span
working
of 6
at the
weeks.
gym. Yeah.
Wow.
And the clubs were closed, so I said, you know what? No problem. And he loves to travel too, so met at the club. But back to your question, how do I find the balance? He's a student, so it really helps that his, my schedule is not necessarily flexible, and neither is his, but we have a really good alignment, and we really prioritize our time together when we have it. Like, It's really, like, he's so good about, like, phones away. Like, it's just us. Like, he's really, really good about that. Like,
and are you good with the phones away?
That's what I'm really struggling with. I'm always, he's, like, grabbing my phone, like, just...
Because as a student, I feel like you're always stressing because you have midterms, you have finals, so you're like locked in.
Yeah.
Every student I have as a client or ever did business with, they're very locked in.
Yeah.
But as an entrepreneur, you're stressing about the next call, the next text.
I'm literally getting a DM being like, can I change my session? I'm trying to book people, I'm trying to schedule
And you
people.
got to change everything.
I got to adjust things, I'm texting, I'm trying to keep up, I'm trying to manage my own schedule.
Yeah.
I'm trying to coordinate it with his. So it's an ongoing, I don't want to say struggle, because we actually make it work quite well, but it's an ongoing.
So I guess he doesn't get triggered by it.
He's good with it because it's always been like that. I feel like once you get into a relationship, if that's how it is, you know what you're getting into. If I started doing this halfway through my relationship, and then he'd have to adjust, like, he knew that he was dating a bottle service waitress, which is one thing in and of itself.
Fuck yeah.
And he knew how, like, consuming my schedule was, how time consuming, like, a lot of the things that I do are. So with that being said, he knew, like he said, he knew what he was getting into, and again, he's in school, so he's really busy a lot of the time too, but we really do make it work, especially on the weekends. Like, granted, not at night because I'm not at the club, but.
Okay, so personally, I know your relationship, and I know how I know you. You're my friend. You're like family. I'm close with your dad. But like you said, he knew that he was dating a bottle service girl. What does that mean? Because to me, I hear that and I'm like, yo, I'm not sleeping at night.
Yeah.
I don't know which frauder is fucking putting scammers just putting alcohol down your throat, and who you're leaving with, who you're talking to. Like, I feel like there would be a lot of insecurities for a man.
No, I do think it is challenging, and I respect any man who dates someone in the industry, because it is. I couldn't imagine it, honestly. And I'm in it, but also that's why I believe that it's possible, because I know how I am.
But you also know the dark side of things.
And I see it.
You see it. That's what I'm saying. So it's like
how men act too. I'm like, you never know. And we were like, I had this conversation with my girlfriends yesterday. Like,
guys don't give a fuck if there's a goalie.
I know.
They don't care. They don't care about the goalkeeper. They're like, they're gonna find a way.
So you gotta find the right girl.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And because I know you, I know your values. I know what you stand on. I know what you've been through, and it makes sense. But that's the thing. Now you're talking about people. Women working in the nightlife, and there's alcohol involved. And I think it goes for men too. If you're a waiter or whatever, in like the restoration field and like clubs or whatever, there's coke in the back, there's all this shit. Do you think people cheat because they want to cheat, or it's because of the influence of substance and those things? Do you think that's how it happens? Because for me, it's like, I always said, people don't cheat because they want to. It's an accident. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
in every case.
Not every case, but most cases, because I feel like people cheat because, let's say there's a lot of unspoken things in your relationship, then you're a waitress or you're a waiter, you're doing a long shift after getting into an argument.
So you're saying it's your subconscious.
100%.
And that's...
A lot of people are not aware of their subconscious, so I want your take on that, because you see it. I'm not in the clubs. I run my gym, I'm with my kids, I don't go out like that. I need to start. Invite me if you need to. But... I feel like from what I've heard, all the stories, clients that open up to me or whatever, I feel like people cheat by accident.
That's a crazy
I think it's 50-50. I think people...
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, no, I don't think like, oh, everybody cheats.
So dependent on the person.
Yeah, it's like some people, they have it in their character and they want to do it. Some people can't do monogamy. They need to be all over the place. But, I mean, I feel like a lot of cheating scenarios are incidents. Or like they weren't even aware that they were...
Like you're saying like they didn't plan to go to the club.
Zero.
I'm going to cheat on my girl
like
tonight.
When I was a youngin' and I cheated and I regretted because that girl, I was like, fuck, I wish I didn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
But I was a kid. Like I was 17, 18.
Right.
But that was a relationship that went on until like the age of like 27, 28. Okay. On and off, childhood sweetheart. But when I cheated, it's like... I didn't plan. That night I didn't go out and I said, hey, I'm going to cheat on her.
Yeah, 100%.
It's literally... I felt neglected. We had ongoing bullshit going on. And then I remember I used to work at a grocery store. I was a bagger, right?
Really?
Yeah, I was a bagger and a trapper. So I was bagging. And then after, it's like I finished my shift. My homegirl at the time, she was my homegirl that I used to smoke with, drink with, pop pills with. She was just one of the guys. We never saw her as...
a female.
That too. Well, she was still like this and she was G'd up. So... we never saw her like as sexy.
Are you gonna fall off the couch?
No, I'm good. We never saw her as sexy, but she was someone that was always there. So at the moment that my partner wasn't there, I remember I got wasted.
You cheated on her with her?
Yeah. And I admitted it 2 years later. Like I bottled it in.
And were they friends? The two girls friends?
Let's not get into that.
Oh no.
It was, I feel, till this day when I think about it, I feel horrible. That's why I feel so strongly about people that cheat and whatever, because I saw what it did to someone.
Right.
I saw how detrimental it was to somebody's
You were like under the influence.
Yeah,
it's excusable.
I was getting to that,
but I was getting to that.
So basically, after whatever, my girl at the time wasn't paying me no mind. She was, doing her own thing. And then I felt neglected because I was a homebody and she was more like, I want to be out. I want to go to the shishas. I want to go clubbing, which was understandable. At that age, she was doing the right thing. She was enjoying life. I was just like, doing shit differently. But anyways, then my homegirl pulled through. We're doing what we do every night, just sit on my porch, smoke weed, walk the dog, chill, whatever. And then ended up dropping my dog home, and then we just went to her crib. And we used to always get drunk at her crib, but nothing would ever happen. But that night, it was a bottle of St. Remy. We polished it, and I just remember blacking out for a split second, remember being in between her legs, blacking out again, and then the next morning I was awake, and I'm like, oh shit, we're both butt naked. But it's like... But
do you blame, because you like preface the story a little bit, but do you blame your... No,
I blame myself 100%.
Okay, but like, even though you're like, because my girl was not paying me
but that was me.
It's just things that you should have spoken to her about. That's what
Yes, but as a kid, I feel like you don't have those tools. You don't have those resources. Now that I'm a man, I'm a grown man, I have kids. I've tried twice to build a family with different women, and it's like, I understand that communication is key. As a kid, you don't. You're jaded, you're pissed, you're just keeping everything bottled in, and then your actions lead you to doing something that's detrimental. But from that moment on, I always understood that things could happen without you even being aware that you're going to do that.
Right.
Which is why I go back to the point of saying that people cheat. I feel like people cheat by accident, 50%.
Okay.
And
I feel like it's so circumstantial. That's the first thing.
But being in the nightlife, I feel like it's so easy.
Oh, yeah, because like I said, I don't think, but this is the thing. So I feel like clients who come out, even this was before I was in a relationship, anything like that, but even clients would come out, and I'm like, I would see like some type of man, boy, whatever, and I'm like, do I think he would be trying these things if he was sober? The answer is no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I honestly don't know. So this is like a hot take perhaps, but in very few instances at the club, bar, restaurant, like club, do the girls, I'm sure you know this, but the girls ever go home with clients? Like, you're never, like, it's that fantasy, I think, that it's like painted a picture.
Yeah, that guys could take the
that
bottle.
You're gonna, who's gonna bring the bottle girl home?
It's like strippers.
It never happens. Right.
It's like strippers. They think like, oh, yo, she loves me, bro. She wants me, but she just wants her money. Like,
we're just there to get paid.
Yeah.
We're there to have fun, too. But
okay, so I guess the bottle girls, but...
But okay, so that brings me, I guess, I have a question for you. So then, first off, we'll start, like, I guess, base layer, if there's any type of echelon here. Mm-hmm. Would you be able to date a bottle service waitress?
Yes.
Okay. It depends on the type of girl, correct?
Yes, and there's circumstances, like, funny thing is, my boy Sergio, you know Sergio, he was telling me about his relationship, and I think you know his partner. I won't say her name because that shit's on the low. But he was telling me how, well, actually his homie was telling me, Carl was telling me, how she understands what life she lives, and she's able to communicate with her partner and secure her partner because he's had a relationship. That's not my place to speak, but he's been through some shit where it's like, it would be normal to have any type of traumas or fears 100%. Or whatever. So I feel like, yes, I would be able to date a bottle service girl or whatever type of girl that's in that lifestyle, whether you're a model, whatever it is, where there could be that risk. I feel like, yes, if you're able to communicate and make me feel secure.
You also have to know the type of girl. I agree with everything you're saying. And you have to know the type of girl to be like confident enough to like hold her own and just be like, yeah, this is what I do. Yeah, I show up to work. I go there to make my money. I have a good time. I'm safe there, knowing the club that she works at. And I'm there just to do my job. And again, I literally live by this. And there's obviously some exceptions to this, but I really try and live by it, that I think there can be so few problems in a relationship if you can communicate everything. Like, almost every problem can be avoided with communication.
If you say everything.
Literally just lay it all out there.
But
just
a lot of people,
it's hard.
They've been brought up in a way where, like, let's say your father always told you to shut up and not speak up, and you never had a voice growing up, and that's a trauma that you don't deal with, then you won't have a voice as an adult. So I feel like that's where, first of all, I always look for the girl that doesn't have daddy issues.
Right.
Like, even if it's mommy issues, like any type of...
You can tell from far away?
No, but like the last,
in the first 5 minutes of a
the last girl I saw, she was telling me about some stuff that she likes in bed, and I thought it was a bit like some violent shit, and I'm like, yo, how's your relationship with your father?
That was the follow-up question.
But then I was absolutely right. I was absolutely right. She did have a bad upbringing with her dad. She doesn't speak to her father right now, so I'm like, okay, so you kind of like to be dominated in a way. Like, I get that some people like it, but I knew right away there was a trigger. Yeah, it was deeper than that.
Than surface level.
So yeah, going back to your question, yes, I would be able to date a bottle girl. It's just like, it's like I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're always.
There's this stigma of like, oh, personal trainers fuck all their clients.
Right.
And I've trained beautiful women. I've seen girls literally purchase the smallest package just to see if you're gonna try to sleep with them.
Wow.
Because they'll never be like, hey, yo, what's up? You wanna do a one night type of thing? I feel like girls have more respect for themselves, or not respect, but it's more like the way society paints them. So if they come off like a dude, it's like, oh, you're a hoe. Yeah. But if you find a way where it's like, yo, I bought the smallest package.
I'm a customer.
And by the time our sessions are done, I'm hoping that you're gonna try to pull something. Right. But then when they see that you don't pull anything, they don't renew, and then they're out. So as a personal trainer, when I'm with a girl that's like, oh, but you're a personal trainer, and it's happened. Yeah. You're a personal trainer. I'm sure like this girl wants to fuck you, or this girl wants to do this, or this girl wants to do that. And I'm like, yes, you're absolutely right. But
it's all about control. Like, you're in control of your own body. That's
exactly.
The thing.
And I'm like, my name is on the wall. Like, I'm not trying to like tarnish my name.
No,
I'm not trying to put dirt on my name. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Like, even exactly like that. It's like, even at the club, like I'm in, like I could be surrounded in a club of so many. It's a lot of men, maybe 50%, maybe 60-70% men, and it's like, because I know I'm like, it's up to me. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, if you're with a girl that's like trying to go out there and do different things, like
But you'll only figure out, like, we're talking about, like, okay, I know how I move, you know how you move, you know your values, and I know my values. But everybody that you meet firsthand are on their best behavior.
Not at a club.
No, not at a club. I just mean, like, when you start dating someone. When you start dating someone. So even though they're saying,
I know what you
that's mean. Why I'm like, depending on which direction the relationship goes or what happens, it's like, you never know. Like, I feel like, and that's why I go back to the whole thing I'm saying, that 50% of the time people cheat because it's an accident, is because they'll tell you what you want to hear. From my experience, now there's a jaded side coming out. From my experience, people will tell me like, yo, I move like this, I move like that. And I'm an open book, so it's easy to make sure whatever your values are, they match, because you get the receipt right away. You get the resume of the book right away. So I feel like people come on their best behavior, and then down the line, when people get comfortable, they know they got you. Subconsciously, they know they got you wrapped around their fingers. That's where the true colors come out. To me, a white lie is a white lie. I don't care if you're talking about, if I ask you, like, yo, where's this? And you tell me, like, oh, I put it there just because you didn't want me to get it. It's a white lie. So it tells me about
something.
The smallest thing will tell me about your character. So, that's basically it. Like,
But have you always been jaded? Or do you think, like, it just because, like, you always talk about your background, and, like, not obviously, but maybe it's obvious that we come from different backgrounds.
Oh, 100%. I think it's very, like,
is that safe
night
to
and
say?
day. Yeah.
But, yeah, you talk about your background, because I'm, like, I joke a little bit about it, but I'm kind of delusional to the point where, like, delusionally optimistic. I think Kadeem is a little bit the same way. We're a little bit in the same boat.
A little bit too much, though.
And I feel like I am too. I'm literally just Don Alien, I would say a lot of times. I'm just
yeah,
in
but
this,
then
like,
I met
rose-colored glass. I'm like, I love and I truly mean, you know me. Like, I
100%.
truly mean it. I'm like, I actually love everyone. I want to be friends with everyone. Like, it's just, like, good vibes.
I'm skeptical about it.
I know, but that's what you talk about your background. It's for sure coming from, because we come from different places. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, like...
All right, I'm asking you that. I'm not telling you.
No, I think so. Like, but that's something also, like, recently, just this year, I had 2022, towards the end of the year, I had to make peace with who I was, like that street J, the JY, the street kid. I had to make peace with that person because I realized I am no longer that person.
You mean to, like...
Yeah, ciao. He doesn't exist. He's dead and gone. Like, I remember that night where I felt...
dead and gone. You keep him... He's
yeah, like, you always feel it,
yeah.
but I mean, like, my thought process.
Right.
The skepticism and, like, always thinking, like, okay, I think this person's trying to do this or trying to do that.
Like looking over your shoulder metaphorically and
100%. Yeah. That person's dead and gone. I remember when that person died and I was like, that feels good.
Right.
Like, I could be a dad, I could be an entrepreneur, and I could focus on, you know, I want to be an advocate for men's mental health and everything, whatever. But for some reason, I don't know if it's I'm projecting or whatever, but I've seen that in my relationships, in my patterns, it might sound jaded, that people are not able to be completely honest, and you don't need to cheat on me. You don't need to, you know, it's just the fact that you lie lets me know, okay, there's a pattern here.
Right. And it could be,
this pattern could get worse if I stick around.
Right.
So it's like, because I'm a no bullshit zone, I won't lie to you. I don't care how stupid it's going to make me look. I don't care how mad you're going to be. Yeah. I don't care how insecure.
But then you could coast through life
I can
knowing
sleep on
you
both
have,
ears.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm not stressed, but some people, it's just like, I remember being with a girl where it was like, okay, she used to always say, I'm going to choose my battles. I choose my battles. But it's like, no, you're not choosing your battles. You're just avoiding confrontation.
See,
but you're saying I choose my battles.
It depends. It is avoiding confrontation, but I kind of agree with choosing battles, because if I'm in a situation, and I would choose a battle too, where I'm like, am I about to get mad at the dishes that I asked him to do? I know it's small.
That's
but
different.
Like no, because I'm like
But that's you getting mad. I think that's.
But the thing is that, like, it's not even the dishes necessarily that I have a problem with doing necessarily, but it's like, I've asked you to. At the end of last week, I asked you every time you eat, because I prep all your food, baby.
Wow.
I do all your meal preps. So when you eat from the plastic container, clean it. So when I make your food next week, it's already clean.
You can use
That's
it.
it.
But see, that's
and
regular.
And then I'm like, just do it. Like, and then, okay, am I gonna pick my battle and just be like, yo, you didn't do it, or just shut up? It's not worth it. Like, don't nag.
But that
don't be
I
that
understand.
naggy girlfriend.
I'm talking about, yo, your ex texted you at 8 a.m. and he's asking you questions, and he wasn't a friend. No. He wasn't a homie. He's someone that's your homies. Like, at the time that you met this guy, introduced you, and you didn't go to high school with this person, right. Nothing. We're together. We're living together. At 8 a.m., come back home, jump on the bed to give you the best news, and ding, see your ex is texting you. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
White lies revolving around that.
Oh, 100% then.
Dishes, 100%. Like, yo, I'm going to choose my battles.
That's what I'm saying. So it's applicable in some instances.
But I mean, like, let's go back to the whole cheating aspect, the whole lack of loyalty, and the patterns. Like, right now I want to talk about patterns, because you don't need to cheat on someone to know that this has an expiration date.
Right.
The minute that someone is continuously lying about small things, later on they will lie about something big. Like having that work hubby, and like one day she stayed late at work and they kissed, but it was nothing. Yeah. I'll choose my battle because it was just a kiss and I'm never going to do anything else.
Yeah.
But maybe that could have built a stronger bond together if you were honest.
But that's what I like.
I'm that type of guy.
I agree with the end of that. Like, it's hard for me to relate to any of this. Like, have you been cheated on?
I don't know. I think so.
Oh no, you don't
I have no proof.
We don't know.
I think I just like. I think I always. No, I have.
Okay, it didn't scar you that badly if you don't remember.
No, I have. Yes, I have. I just forgot that. But you see, Kadeem just confirmed. He's like, yes.
So it wasn't that traumatic.
No, I have. And then the girl got married with the dude. It was yes. Like I've been cheating bad, and then after it's like not even like not even a year later, she's getting engaged with the guy and getting married.
Okay,
yeah, and I was crazy about
I've
that
never
girl.
been. I've had one relationship, but prior to Medi, and now this current relationship, I've never been cheated on. So I don't know. Like I don't know that. I guess what that exposure is like, because I've never been exposed to it in that sense. So it's just like I don't know. That's
true. And Medi's a very honorable.
Yeah.
Like I love Medi. He's very straight, stand-up guy. So yeah, I get it. But anyways, it's it's just I feel like you could build a stronger bond with someone if you just face the issues that may arise. Like I said,
100%.
going back to the work hubby or work wifey. It's like, okay, that kiss happened. Okay. Are you going to let me find out down the road?
Yeah.
Or are you going to come clean? And then I could be like, fuck, at least you're honest about it.
Yeah.
So let me do the work. Let's do the work, couples therapy, whatever we need to do. Let's do it.
100%.
And then we'll take it from there.
See, like, even, like, at the end, I'm not necessarily talking about, like, the work hubby. Like, again, I just never experienced anything like that. But in terms of, like, just getting through things and, like you said, patterns and stuff, sometimes if Medi and I have, like, a disagreement or an argument or whatever, we're learning. We've been together for a year at this point. But of course, we're still learning things about each other. Like, I haven't been like in every scenario with him. So I'm like, as much as I know him, I'm gonna always. I know him so well. I know him like the back of my hand. He knows me better, literally better than I know myself. Like that sounds so corny, but he really does. And at the end of our conversations, or at the end of these discussions or arguments or whatever, we'll like dab each other up and be like, "Yo." I'll be like, yo, that was a good argument. Like, everything's good.
Really?
Like, it's good because I would have never known it's better. That, like, I would have never known that about you. You know what I mean? Like, and I just learned something about you. So I think that's a really good, like, we had a good fight.
Okay.
I don't even like to call it fights. Like, notice how I, like, danced around and I'm like, discussion, argument.
Yeah, because when I ask you at work, you're like, it just seems like everything is always okay. Which is hard for me to believe.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because I'm coming from my experience. I'm just like, no,
everybody's
like fighting at home.
Because you know us. Like, one, I would first tell you. And two, like, honestly.
It's very healthy.
It's just very, like, whatever I lack, he provides, and vice versa. And I'm just, like, I'm such an open-minded person. Like, everything is, like I said, delusionally optimistic about anything. And it's just, us coming together, it really, like, how do I say the word? It's just very, like you said, healthy. It's, I don't know.
Okay, and now, just to stir the pot a bit.
Yeah.
Put yourself in...
Also, keep in mind, we both are also different nationalities, different religions.
two different cultures. But the thing is I was about to say, I feel like I come from a broken home, so it's like maybe subconsciously or these patterns where I attract people that come from the same thing, because I feel like all the girls I had came from...
Broken homes also?
Yeah, similar. And I feel like you and him, like, well, you do come from us. Like, your parents are separated, whatever. So it's like, quote unquote, broken home. But I feel like the family aspect, because I know the relationship with your mom, the relationship with your sister and your dad, and I see how he's so family oriented. I feel like it makes
one of my favorite things about him. Yeah,
it makes everything easy because 100%. You guys are family.
Because it's just that's like that. At the end of the day, that's what's most important. 100%. Like none of these trips, like all the like designer things, the materialistic things, the trips, like none of that matters at the end of the day. If you have like family, and I love how close he is with his family. It makes me so happy.
And you guys think you're out? You think you're out of the honeymoon phase, like with all the trips, because your relationship started on a high, and it's still on a high.
Yeah.
Like you guys traveled to like what 14 countries and 14 places,
14 trips,
or 14 times.
Like, yeah. It was like I think it was like I did 2 extra without him, but we did like 12 trips.
So every month you guys were somewhere.
Yeah, Dubai, Morocco,
for the first
Senegal,
year.
Mexico,
That's
Jamaica.
Fucking honeymoon on crack.
I know, but I would argue that it's also would give the other hand of it. Like, yes, we're in these beautiful places, but we're also like you're in a little bit of a pressure cooker. That's why, you're in the same hotel room. You're in the flight. I'm stressed. There's like I have a video on my phone where Medi's like, you literally are the worst person at airports. You are losing your bags. You're sending me to the wrong terminal, but like I love this life with you. I want this life with you forever. And it's one of my favorite videos because he's like, you're just causing chaos everywhere we go. But it's also like okay, I have to keep my cool. We're at the airport. We're on 12, 13, 14-hour flights together to go to Dubai. And we're just sitting next to each other with no Wi-Fi. We're going to get to know each other. We're going to
that's
talk
the thing.
about
They say
stuff.
when you move in with someone or you travel with someone and you're able to withstand
constantly,
that's where you know that things are good.
It's also stressful.
100%.
It's stressful traveling. I don't mean it in like I'm complaining any type of way, but it really is. It's one of those. Yeah. 100%.
Okay, so my last question. Last question.
I got one more question for you that we pass by, and then we'll do a rapid fire answer.
Yeah. Well, okay, so do your question because mine is more of a rapid fire.
Okay, so I guess briefly. So do you think? I know my answer. I think it might be a straightforward answer, but if back to dating in the industry, would you be able to date someone like? For example, there's different levels, obviously. Yeah. Would you be able to date someone who, there's waitress, this is in my mind, waitress, bottle service waitress, there's strippers, OnlyFans girls. Like, would you be able to date all these types of girls? And then I have a follow-up question. Just yes or no, pretty much.
Okay.
Would
I be? Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
Perfect. Second question then. Second question is, do you think, okay, so that's getting into the relationship knowing that they already are
stripper, everything,
a stripper,
only
a bottle
fans,
service waitress. If you're in a relationship with the girl and you're 2 years in, and she's like, I want to be a stripper. I want to be a bottle service waitress then. And you didn't sign up for that. I don't mean it like it's necessarily a job.
So I'm 2 years in the relationship, and now
do you think it's exactly because you didn't go into the relationship knowing that this is her occupation?
Did I have? Hold on. Yeah, okay. But did I have a feeling that she had that in her? Like, is she a freak in nature?
No, this is just
she's a good girl. Like,
literally, one of my girlfriends makes $1,000 a weekend, $2,000 a weekend. I want money, no problem. I'm gonna go pull up to the club Friday, Saturdays. Rapid fire, yes or no?
Okay, yes. Because if we're breaking the bread together and you're telling me like, Daddy, here's the money. This is what we're gonna do with it. 100%. And I don't want to sound like a pimp, but I mean like. If we're in a relationship, it's been 2 years we're together, I feel like we were already thinking about, because I'm a long-term dude. I'm not like, I don't like that short-term shit. Yeah. So if you're with me for 2 years, we're already talking about joint accounts. We're already talking about investing in real estate. Well, no, but like I'm 30, bro.
Okay,
I don't have time to,
I'm like, woo.
Like now, obviously I'm taking it slower because I have kids and I'm a single father. Like I don't want to be bringing anyone around my children. But I mean like now if I do date someone and it's 2 years down the road, like, okay, I think it's serious. Like, I'm not bringing anyone around my family, right? My kids. And I don't want my daughter to think that men could just switch partners like that. Or my son thinks that he could just Russian roulette that shit. So we're talking about investments. We're talking about a joint account. We're talking about investing. The long term. Yeah. So if you're telling me that you could bring triple the amount of money in one night that we can make in a week, why not? Girl, I was looking at this property in Mirabel. Like, what do you think about this? Okay. Oh, what do you think about this Airbnb? Like, so
you're not concerned about the girl pulling up to work at the strip club. You are like, okay, you're bringing a bag home, whatever you're doing at work.
Like, honestly,
obviously with confidence.
The only thing, cause I come from the street life, like I've had girlfriends that were strippers. I've lived with strippers.
Okay, so I'm asking not even a hypothetical.
But I mean, like, I was in the streets. It was normal. Like, I'm the dope boy. You're the stripper. But now, as who I am right now, a business owner, a father, and everything, like, I have to take in consideration for my daughter, too. Like, do I want her to see that? Do I want her to know that? Do I want her to find that out?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong
with it. Stripper, I'm a bit, like, I don't know.
Really? But it's
just because stripper just because of the risk of like, it's dangerous at the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that like,
it's dangerous.
OnlyFans, it's like, you're at home, girl.
Okay.
You know, so OnlyFans, like if my girl, I've been with you for 2 years, then you're like, baby, I think we can make mad bread on OnlyFans. Like, I want to bring this to the table. Okay. Why not? Okay. If you're trying to stunt to get your Birkins and do your thing, and then like you're going out to all these Palma or all these, and then I'm at home, like, nah, we gotta break bread together because whatever I'm gonna go get out there, like, and if it's making ducats and mad money, like obviously I'm breaking that with you. I respect a woman that comes in a relationship and got her own thing going on. Yeah. She has her own money. That's so important. Yeah, now that's what I'm looking for. I really want to be with someone that like runs her own business, that has her own thing going on. So if you're already like that, and then after you have this business idea of like, I'm going to go on OnlyFans. Right. If you want to do OnlyFans together and we make that super let's do it.
Really?
Let's go.
Interesting.
Let's go.
Okay.
I don't work out for
question.
nothing.
Was he-
What was my question? My question
This
was
is a rapid fire that we're wrapping
my
it
question.
up.
My question was about OnlyFans as well. How do you think was that my question? Fuck. What was my question?
So you shouldn't have sent me first.
Yeah. Fuck. Well, that was a great way to end it. But would you do OnlyFans, and do you think Mehdi would be okay with it?
No. And
He wouldn't. Yeah, I don't
no.
know. I already know. You wouldn't do it?
No.
Why not?
Like, I don't know. That's a bad answer, but I would have to think about it. I just have never really thought about it. And I know that it's just not in me, I don't think.
It's not in you.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, there you have it. This is the Bully by Nature podcast. This was fun. We talked about relationships.
We could go
talked
on
about
for a
yeah,
while.
we could keep
I
going,
could
but
keep
I guess
talking
people
right
are getting
now.
tired in the back. But honestly, we had an amazing time, and subscribe to that shit.
Stay
It's gonna be
tuned
on
for more.
Spotify. Yes, it's gonna
So
be on
what are you doing? Once a month, twice a month?
twice a month. It's
Twice a month.
Steve's the boss, so twice a month, I think.
Okay. So
And,
subscribe.
So
Follow us on
let
IG.
everybody know where they can find you. Let them know.
IG is just at Shlex, SHLEX.
And
Got that ish
you got a
tatted.
website too.
Yeah, alexatrainer.com.
Perfect.
Where you can find my merch that's going to be dropping soon that I'm so excited about, and what I offer, online training. Just message me on Instagram if you have any questions.
Perfect. And you can find both of us at Bully by Nature, 5009 Boulevard des Sources in Pierrefonds, the West Island. At bullybynature.inc on Instagram, and myself at Southwest Bully on Instagram. See
Let
you
us
guys
know what
soon.
let us know what you want to hear about next. Like, we kind of.
Oh, we're gonna do a poll or whatever. You guys gonna drop it on the IG, and then we're gonna figure out what's gonna be our next subject.
Yeah.
But we want to hear from you guys.
We
All
just
right.
wanted to break the ice today. Good job. We
Thank you,
killed
love.
that.
Perfect.
Let's go. Let us know
Ciao,
what you want to
guys.
see. Bye.
Peace.